You know what this is? Laurel and Hardy in German. The language of comedy. You know what it's called? Dick and Doof. If it's Stan Laurel and Hardy, shouldn't their names translate? It's just the show's called Dick and Doof, which is hilarious. Actually, I'd watch a show called Dick and Doof, but it doesn't make real sense to me. And Germans are laughing at the same thing? No way. Germans aren't laughing at the same thing as me. Well, that's enough of Dick and Doof. How about we'll just stick with Doof here? Yep, just Doof. Shut up, Doof. Boy, don't you ever touch a black man radio. Chris Tucker. Instead of rap music, wouldn't it be great if gangsters came out and fought to this? The Bloods and the Crips, that's what they need to pick up. Everything will be more dramatic. I imagine that if I worked for SNL writing jokes, that I would just be sitting in a corner trying to pound out material as fast as I can while Lorne Michaels stares at me to this music. Writing. Writing. And just as I come up with the last joke for the last sketch, he slugs me right in the mouth. And everyone gets upset because there's blood everywhere. And I say, thank you. Alright, because I'm messing around with music, I'm going to try for a joke here. And get it, this joke is laughed at by me and the funniest person I know for going on 17 years. So it may not translate over to the podcast, but you also have to kind of know the victim. So I'm the perpetrator and my friend's the victim. And in this scenario, my friend John, the victim, is putting together a ship in a bottle. He's in a quiet little room with a candle lit, getting ready to hoist the mast on the ship and to turn the clock to Greenwich Mean Time, the last finishing touches on the ship. And as he's doing this, I am in the kitchen with the Undertaker, with my eyes rolled up in the top of my head. And there's a hole cut in the oven. And the oven is set to 100,000 degrees. And I'm standing there with my eyes in my head, with my dick in the oven, completely hard, just getting glowing orange. Like you've ever seen glass blown, like at Henry Ford? It's glowing orange to the point where it's not malleable, but it couldn't be any harder and any hotter. And as John's finishing the last touches on his ship, I sneak up behind him to this music. I thrust, and right through his jeans, right through his pants as he's bending over to finish his job, I just rip a hole right through him to that sound, to that music. And at its apex, I absolutely thrust my 10,000 degree dick through his pants and up into him as he finishes putting together his bottle in a ship. Yeah, that's the story. That's the joke. Ah! Shut up, Steve. It's true. We had it. We called it a hot laser. That's what it was called, a hot laser. You know, people have those disgusting terms for disgusting acts. This is a hot laser. And if you didn't hear me throughout the music, you just put your penis in a 10,000 degree oven hard. And then when it's ready, you pull it out, walk slowly to your friend's bedroom, and then shove it up in him through his clothes while he's doing something extremely tedious. And he screams bloody murder. That's the hot laser. We also invented an icicle, where you freeze your hard dick with liquid nitrogen, shove it up somebody, and then break it off and leave it in there. Kind of like a fatality in Mortal Kombat. Speaking of fatalities in Mortal Kombat, here comes Dad Steve. I wanted to get a Mortal Kombat device. If I get a video game machine, the only thing I have is a Nintendo 64. And if I get a video game machine, I usually only play it for one game. My friend used to joke calling my PlayStation a Madden machine, a $300 Madden machine, because that's all I do is play Madden on it. I play basketball, but there's only I don't branch out, and I liked fighting games. I like Mortal Kombat, and I'm like I've always liked Mortal Kombat. Maybe I should go get a Mortal Kombat machine, and I YouTubed Mortal Kombat fatalities, like from the most recent Mortal Kombat. I love a good fatality, but not when it's overdone. They're all overdone. Mortal Kombat fatalities in the original, they're in the second, especially trilogy, the second version. Those had great finishing move fatalities. Sub-Zero, he'd just create a giant spike of ice and you'd fall through it. Now it's all they're ripping your guts out and intestines and I'm not trying to be a prude. I don't care. I'll eat the guts and the intestines off the street. I just can't. It's too much, and I can't believe. Really, okay? I can't believe kids have access to this. I just can't. It's so gruesome and so graphic, and these kids are so young and fucked up. I can't. I can barely receive this information properly, but I just sorry those kids. Sorry, all child's left behind. That George Bush line that's gone. Every child left behind. With the internet, they text 3 letters and they're already having sex. I've written a novel and I'm not getting laid.